Hello, I'm Maynard Eaton, and this is Talk to Me. As many of you know, Major League Baseball has pulled the All Star game from Atlanta in protest of new restrictive voting laws. This week's guest, Reverend Jesse Jackson, applauds that move, saying it hits racist Georgia lawmakers in the pocketbook. Let's have a listen.
It's time once again for another edition of Talk to Me. And now, here's Emmy himself, 8-time Emmy Award-winning journalist, Maynard Eaton.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to this special Easter edition of Talk to Me. And we have a special guest, none other than Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr., the revered civil rights leader himself. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Jackson.
Thank you for allowing me to be with you today.
Reverend Jackson, as you well know, Major League Baseball spanked Atlanta, Georgia, for its racist voting laws by taking away the Major League All-Star game. Your thoughts about what that says, what that means?
You know, we sent the letter to the commissioner last Monday. We did a press conference in Atlanta about him doing this. I'm glad he did it. We must not get the fans to boycott the games. Players must make a cabinet decision or an Ali decision, because apartheid laws are being applied in South Africa and in Georgia. These laws that we fought against in free South Africa. So economic sanctions will work. And they must be selective, but they must be. Football players must make, are they going to play in Georgia or not? Basketball players must make that decision. They have power. Kaepernick used his power. He won the victory. Ali used his power. He changed the course of the country. So in many ways, these players have power that they must appropriate for just suppose they hit a home run, the ball, and go home and can't vote.
But taking the game away from Georgia, does that help or hurt voting rights? But also, does it hurt black folks who may have made some money out of the deal?
No, first of all, if money is not the issue over principle in this situation. Blacks in South Africa lost something. They sacrificed. They want to see people sing and dance and play ball too. But on a wartime situation where you're about to lose all your voting rights, you must choose principle over pleasure. In 1865, we got the right to vote for the first time. Reconstruction. Stopped Reconstruction and took away the right to vote and engaged in terror from 1896 to 1950. 5,000 blacks were lynched, 400 lynched in Georgia during that season. So we cannot let that repeat again. We must not allow them to take away our voting rights. We won the election, and now we see these calls coming through.
Reverend Jackson, you okay? Everything all right? I thought I heard you say, or others have said, where we are now, we're back to the future. Racism is raging again. You've been through it all. You've done it all. Are you disturbed about where we are in this country in terms of voting rights and racial rights?
I'm concerned about what they're trying to do, but I'm inspired by fighting back. You know, that team never saw a black man in Atlanta, Macon, Augusta, Savannah, Houston, Dallas, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Selma, Montgomery, Birmingham. We made tremendous progress with the vote. It's not about a legal way of making change. Now we have those folks that want to take the vote back from us. We can't go backwards. We fall by hope and not backwards by fear. We must go forward.
There are those who have some disappointment that this All-Star game, this Major League Baseball All-Star game, was to honor one of our greats, Hank Aaron. There's some like Stacey Abrams and Senator Warnock who say maybe the game should have stayed in Atlanta and we protest in front of a national audience. What do you say about that?
I don't like that strategy. It played in another city. And they also protest or go to the game. I hope people shouldn't go to the game this year. They're spending money with making raising state taxes. They might buy a little rope for those taxes. When they so boldly seek to marginalize our vote, and Trump engaged in a legal attempt to stop the vote, stop counting the vote, and they found the big lie. We must follow the big truth. The big truth is we have the right to vote. The truth is racism is illegal. It must be immoral. Racism is unscientific. And believe that God made a mistake. He made a black person. God didn't make a mistake, and we can make a mistake by being afraid when there's a challenge before us. I think they should boycott the game. Those who play this summer, the players said they didn't want to play in Atlanta. They made a decision as well. I said Kaepernick made a decision, put principle over money. Ali made a decision, put principle over money. So ball players are all on the spot as well.
Will this work, finally, sir? Will this work, you think? Again, you've been in every kind of protest, boycott ever since. And tomorrow, as you well know, is the anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. You've been with him. You were there that day. What will this say on Easter Sunday, this boycott mean, you think, to Dr. King, about Dr. King, and about the efforts you've made all your life?
We go through the crucifixion to get the resurrection. We take the pain today for the gain tomorrow. If Georgia gets away with this, we go across the country. So all of our gains will be wiped out in a matter of a year. We allow them to do this. So we vote, we have voting power, we have economic power. And our allies must make tough decisions. Corporate allies must make big decisions. I'm glad Coca-Cola, Delta, Southwest are making this decision. Other corporate must come very public. The Rainbow Push, Dr. Pleasant's our economic director. We're every corporation in Georgia is being tested. We're calling all of them. Want to make a decision? Yeah or no. Those who support us, we should support them. Those who don't should not get support. I don't know how to say any plainer than that.
Reverend Jackson, thank you so much. It looks like, I may ask you, I don't know this for a fact. It looks like you're out of the country. Are you somewhere else now? Are you in Africa by any chance?
I'm in Chicago now.
Oh, okay. I know you're in a regal sort of office. I didn't know.
You're in Atlanta?
Yes, sir.
You're in South Africa today.
Yeah, it feels like it.
An organized minority, to a disorganized organized majority, is not right. We cannot take this by letting them have, entertain bigots this summer. It's not right. You know, today's Republicans, yesterday's Democrats. George Wallace and Lester Madison were Democrats. Bull Connor, these were Democrats. The Jefferson Davis Democrats. They believe in slavery, secession, segregation, sedition, and white supremacy. And we've got the right to vote in 65. They changed parties. They changed names. Today's Republicans are yesterday's Democrats. And Dr. King had to fight them then. We have to fight them now. They put on a cloak of righteousness and say they're not raised by conservatives. Well, that's a new name, new label for an old game. I say we have the right to fight back. There must be sacrifice. You may miss a show or two this summer. Yeah. But why come in on the show in Atlanta and pay state taxes? Why play ball this summer in Atlanta and pay state taxes? They may buy little ropes of those taxes. It's not fair. I think about a woman, the legislator trying to get in the room. She decided she's charged with 2 felonies. They take that picture, by the way, in front of Callaway's plantation. We were enslaved and then legal segregation. In our face, arrogant braggadocio in our face. It's opposite what democracy is about: open, fair, free elections. We're all in, nobody out. And I think the good news is that in 1965, we got the right to vote. Not just blacks got the right to vote in 65. Why were we concerned 7 jurors in the South? 18-year-olds couldn't vote, those serving in Vietnam. You couldn't vote college campuses. You couldn't vote bilingually. Native Americans couldn't vote in 73. In those 10 years after Selma, we changed America from minority to majority. All of us here, we represent a majority. We have the power to use it judiciously, not to hate, Don't be like the adversary, not to burn down buildings. There's no future in that. So we either fight back and burn stuff up, fight back and hate. Those are dead options. We can be loving and redemptive and boycott. It costs nothing but to not spend your money where you're not welcome.
Lastly, there are those who are urging President Biden to issue an executive order to restore the Section 4, Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act, like it was started as an executive order. What say you on that, sir?
Well, it was not an executive order. I mean, the 15th Amendment was not an executive order. That was in the Selma was we marched and legislation. Johnson didn't make a unilateral decision. I think Biden should support us in our efforts because it's not just blacks who lose. Reds and whites will lose. If we can't vote, reds and whites can't win. So in many ways, we're in the middle of the thing. If we lose, everybody loses. We win, everybody wins. So there's a lot of white allies in this. They have to be our allies. They can win without us. We can win without them. And that's the best news going. You know, mutually beneficial, mutually respectful relationship. That's a real coalition, a real rainbow coalition, really.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the esteemed Reverend Jesse Jackson. You've been listening to a special edition of Talk to Me. Happy Easter to Reverend Jackson and to all of you. I'm Maynard Eaton. We'll see you next week.
Love you, brother.